Kanye. I know you guys have all heard the news that he had some racial slurs and racial words that he talked about. We're not going to talk about that because we already know in that case he was wrong. But here's what we're going to break down. We're going to break down the business cycle and why Kanye actually might be doing something good when it comes to breaking this partnership. So let's look back at other partnerships that are worth hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has a partnership. He gets $150 million a year, which is roughly 5% of the revenue that his global Jordan brand generates. Now, obviously, when you look at 150 million, you're saying that's a lot of money. Of course, I want 150 million. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, 5% is all he's getting. The reason Kanye became a billionaire is because instead of him getting 5%, he was getting 15% of his partnership. Now, I'm going to talk about where Kanye went wrong, where Adidas went wrong, and who's going to ultimately lose when it comes to this ending of the Kanye West and Adidas partnership. Now, for one, Kanye West did a real good job of setting the standard at 15% instead of keeping it at 5% like Michael Jordan. Now, Kanye West, they have sold, I believe, $2 billion worth of Yeezy brand. Like the Yeezy brand did about $2 billion, which is roughly 8 to 10% of Adidas overall revenue, which is why when they announced that they were splitting the partnership, their shares dropped down 6 to 8% in the stock market, which means they lost money, and they reported that they lost money. They're going to lose $250 million this quarter alone by ending the partnership, which is basically $1 billion a year moving forward, which is why their revenue dropped and their sales dropped. So they're taking a $250 million loss. But let's take a backtrack. So we're in 2020 now, heading into 2023. But in 2013, 2014, Adidas was losing its shirt to Nike and even Under Armour because Steph Curry was the babyface assassin shooting from three-pointer. He single-handedly took Under Armour and made it number 2 to the conglomerate Nike is. So Adidas lost its shirt. We already know what happened to Reebok. So here comes Kanye West, a loud-spoken, opinionated rapper who wants to be a fashion icon. He went to fashion school. He learned alongside with Virgil, and he started creating these different fashion movements that turned into the Yeezy brand. Now, Kanye West owns 100% of the Yeezy brand, right? He owned 100% of the trademark, but what he did is sign a partnership deal for marketing and for the use of the trademark. That's all Kanye was providing. Marketing, his brand name, and the use of the trademark. Adidas was providing the manufacturing, the design, the production, all of that. Adidas was providing all of that, which is why they got the lion's share of the revenue that was made off of the shoes. Now, the shoes have become a fashion icon and global phenomenon. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm a Jay-Z fan, right? So it took a lot for me to get these Yeezys. But you cannot deny that these are a work of art. These are beautiful. These are nice. They're very, very comfortable, right? The only thing is when I first bought them, it took me a while when I wasn't walking around in them. They kind of tightened up on my feet. I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong size, whatever. But Kanye West was getting 15% of the partnership revenue, which made him a billionaire based off projected sales, projected earnings, and the sales kept growing. So for Kanye West, this partnership is ending. I don't know if these are Adidas or not. I didn't care if they were Adidas. That's the point. They are Yeezys. I don't even know. It doesn't say Adidas on them at all. Where does it say Adidas? And that's my problem with the Kanye West and Adidas situation. Kanye West is going to come out on top because a lot of people have said racist things. A lot of people has been canceled and they came back. Kanye West is too big to get canceled. for one. He's a megastar superstar, right? What he said, the racial things he said, he was wrong, flat out wrong. However, when we're talking about the business of Yeezy and the brand, the thing he did smart was he didn't give up any ownership in his company. So now he can go out and buy a small company or an older company that doesn't have that pizzazz, and he can put the Yeezy brand on it and still be worth billions. Now, who do you think is harder to replace? A megastar like Kanye West or a different company like Adidas? You don't know this Adidas at all. It doesn't matter if it's Adidas because his first partnership was with Nike. A lot of y'all forgot about that. His first partnership, his first shoes was with Nike. So it doesn't really matter who's producing the shoes. He's the creative director and the designer of the shoes. So at the end of the day, if Kanye West continues to do the Yeezy brand, he will ultimately come out on top because it's going to be easier for him to go get the manufacturing and the production and the creativity than it is for Adidas to strike a deal with a megastar that is iconic as Kanye West. Now, their revenues, 10% of their revenues, which is probably about 2 or 3 billion, were coming from Yeezy. And that was going to grow and grow and grow over time. So just put this in perspective. The revenue of Yeezy is 40% that of Under Armour now. So Kanye West single-handedly has taken the Adidas brand and made it hip and cool now. 3 years ago, 10 years ago, the Adidas brand was solely going down. Nobody wanted to wear Adidas. They had D-Rose. Unless you're a hooper, you're not wearing those. Shout out to D-Rose. But now people are wearing Yeezys every single day, right? You don't have to play sports to wear Yeezys, and that's where the real money is being made. So shout out to LeBron James. I got a pair of LeBrons. I only wear my LeBrons when I'm hooping. That's the difference between a Yeezy, LeBron, and Jordan when it comes to their shoes. You don't wear LeBrons in the club. You wear Yeezys in the club. You wear Jordans in the club. You don't wear LeBrons on the weekends when you're out with your family and things like that. That you don't think about that. You wear those as a basketball statement. Shout out to LeBron. He's the best player ever to lace up some basketball shoes. However, when you think about Yeezys, you don't think about Adidas. Adidas is just a byproduct benefiting off the Kanye West Yeezy collaboration. So at the end of the day, Kanye West revitalized Gap, which was a dying brand, struggling brand. He revitalized Adidas, which was a vitalized, struggling brand. So whatever company he aligns himself with, he's going to revitalize and still be a billionaire. However, Adidas is going to miss out on those billions and billions and billions of revenue that they were potentially going to get. And let's say this before we wrap up. Remember, slavery was a choice? There's an article that I'm going to get and I'm going to put up here. CNBC. Adidas said, we're standing with Kanye. And now they're canceling Kanye. So this goes to say Kanye West is too big to fail. He's too big to be canceled. He's a megastar, superstar. What he said was completely wrong, but maybe, just maybe, he said all of that just to get out of this bad contract that he had, making Adidas a household name again, and he's going to make the Yeezy brand a household name again. So don't be surprised in 15 years if it be Nike, Yeezy, Adidas, Under Armour. Because he does have the star power to be a player in the game.